Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. It really means the world to me. In today's video, I want to do a get ready with me using all affordable products. Most of these products, well, about half of them, they're from my stash, and the other half, they are not new products, but they're new to me. They're from the brand Profusion. And I tried Profusion a while back. I had one of their palettes and also a blush palette and a bronzer palette. But these are new to me, and those other ones were really old, so I did declutter them. So I just want to show you one of the things that I'm going to try today is their foundation. It's called the Feel Good Skin Longwear Skin Perfector. They say that this is like a tinted moisturizer, but it has hyaluronic acid, vitamin E infused. It's medium to full coverage, and it has a natural skin finish, and it's SPF 15. I've tested this like 3 times, and this looks absolutely stunning on the face. I was so surprised. All of these products are under $10. I believe this is the most expensive one, and it's like $8.99. I will list all the prices of each of the products for you so that you will know. But look at the packaging. It is plastic, but it looks beautiful, and it has one of those airless pumps, which is so nice, right? It looks like something that comes from a fancier high-end product. And you can actually see when you're running out, you can see how much product you have left. So I really have enjoyed this foundation, and by the end of the day, it is long wearing. By the end of the day, I use, like, the pump is not very big, so I use about a pump and a half. This is what I use. The first day I used it, I put too much on. Did I tell you what shade I have this in? I have it in light 210. Now the only thing is, unfortunately, they don't have a huge shade selection, which I think is pretty sad. This day and age, there's no reason for that. But if you can find a shade that works for you, this is really a beautiful foundation. I'm going to move you up a little bit so that you can see exactly how this looks on the face. I did use this primer. This is a Wet n Wild Impossible primer. And this is a really nice pore diffusing primer, and it's silicone free. So I like it. It's a nice primer. Going to pounce that in like I normally do with my foundations. But look at that. Look at the coverage. You guys know I have a lot of hyperpigmentation, and this covers most of it. This is such a pretty foundation. It gives you like it doesn't feel heavy. Even though you can get full coverage from this, it really does not feel heavy on your skin. It is scented, and it's funny because I don't feel like a lot of drugstore foundations are this perfumey. This one is, it almost smells like a high-end foundation. That perfumey. But if you don't mind, which I don't mind scents on my makeup, in my skincare or makeup, that's never a problem for me. But if you mind it, you may not like this. But if you don't mind, wow, this is beautiful. Now I know there's not too many places where you can find Profusion. I'm gonna use whatever is left in the back of my hand just to put it on my cheek. I know that Walmart carries Profusion. I'm not sure if they carry the foundation, but I will link it below. I will link it if they have it at Walmart, and I'll link it on their website. And you don't have to buy that much to get free shipping. So they have a lot of nice different options that you can get. I only have one fail from all the products that I purchased from them, and I'll show you that when I get to it. And it's just because I don't like that kind of texture, or not texture, but I don't know. I don't like it the way it felt on my face. Okay, so this is the coverage, which I think is pretty much full coverage for me. And I'm going to use a little bit of the Catrice. This is the under eye brightener, and I'm just going to use a tiny bit with my finger, not a lot, just over here where I have my darker spots or darkest areas. This is very balmy, very hydrating. For a drugstore, it's probably my favorite affordable one. My all-time favorite is the one from Dermatology. but for a drugstore one, this is a good one. And this one is only like $6, so you can get it either at Catrice or on Amazon, and I will list both. But I like it because it's not dry. It's very, very hydrating. For concealer, I'm going to use the Revlon Color Stay Skin Awaken, and this has caffeine and vitamin C. I'm going to put just a little bit right here, and I'm going to use a brush to just kind of, I'm going to use a brush just to spread that around, and then I'll go ahead and finish blending it in with my finger. And I've been trying to use as little concealer as possible, and the foundation covered pretty much the veining that I have there, but I just added just a tiny bit. It's already so hot here, guys. Last week, one day it was 94 degrees. It's crazy. And this week we're supposed to be having a cold front. I think the cold front took the wrong turn and it never made it to us because yeah, it's been like in the high 80s. It does not feel very cool at all, in my opinion. Okay, so that's all we're gonna do there. Alright, so for bronzer, I'm going to be using the NYX Buttermelt Bronzer. But I'm gonna use a little bit of powder first. Actually, I brought this one. I'm almost out, guys. Look at the little bit that I have left of my Fit Me powder. I love this powder. I'm not sure if I'll be able to get any out. That's why I brought the other one. But I like to finish this if I can. Oh, it's coming out. With all the powders I own, you know that I have to like this one, right? In order for me to go through the entire thing. So I'm just going to powder lightly all over my face. And the shade that I have is Fair Light. And I am going to repurchase it, even though I do own a lot of powders. This is a really good one. So it's definitely one that if I see it on sale, I'm going to repurchase it, even though I really don't need a powder right now, but I like to have it. I like to own this. I'm not putting a lot of powder. I'm grabbing very, very little. I just want to take the stickiness. The foundation is not super sticky, but it does take a little bit of time for it to dry down some. Okay, so now we're going to use a little bit of the bronzer, and this is in the shade Buttercup, which is the lightest shade that they have. And there's no mirror, like you guys know, so I'm just going to grab some here with this brush from BK Beauty. You can't go wrong with this bronzer. I feel like if you use this shade, you have to try very, very hard to actually mess this up. The blush that I'm using is one from Profusion, and this is in the shade Cosmo, and I love the packaging. It's so, so cute. I really think it's really pretty. And I'm going to put it on the back of my hand. It is kind of a deep color. So I'm going to show you what I do. I wish I had a doe foot applicator instead of this one. What I'm going to do is, since it's very pigmented, I'm going to put just a little dot of the foundation. Just a tiny dot. I'm going to mix it together, and then I'm going to dot it on my face. But if you ever want to just tone it down a little bit, just mix it with a little bit of foundation. And I also find that if you have a blush that when you put it on is too tacky and it pulls off part of your foundation, if you apply a little more but mix it with foundation, you'll fix the problem. So as you can see, it doesn't look super pigmented now. Again, this is the side that I use with a powder. So I'm gonna do the highlighter when I'm done with my eyes. That way everything can just dry down. So for my eyes, I'm going to be using this eyeshadow primer right here. This is the one that you can get on Amazon, and you can get 3 of these little tubes for $9.99, and it comes in 3 different shades. It's this shade, one that is a little lighter, and then you get one that is white. The white is the only one that I really don't use. because I just feel like it's way too light for me. But this is so nice. It covers up any veining or redness that you may have on your lid, and you really don't need to set it. It's not sticky. It's a really nice primer, and your eye makeup is going to last all day. Okay, so this is the palette that I'm using. It is called the Mauves. This was $5.50, and all of the palettes that are 10 shades are $5.50. They do have bigger ones, and I believe they have a couple of smaller ones, like 9 pans. But I just thought this was a very pretty color story. So I'm going to start with this brush right here. This is the BK Beauty 211. And I'm going to start with this shade right here. This one is called Lovely. And I'm going to put that high up on my crease, over my crease. I had no fallout. I have used this palette a couple of times. I tested it and I had no fallout whatsoever. But this is one of those foundations that as you wear it and your natural oils come in, I think it looks prettier on your face. And by the end of the day, when you go wash it off, it looks just as beautiful as when you applied it. I do have normal to oily skin in my T-zone, and it's getting to be that time of the year when it is getting a little hotter. I'm going to use this one now. I'm going to use the same brush. This one is called Explode. And I'm just going to go just a tiny bit lower. And I'm just very lightly tapping on the eyeshadow. These eyeshadows are very pigmented. I'm going to take a bigger brush. I'm going to use this one. It's not the one I wanted, but it'll do. But it's very soft also and easy to apply. I don't feel like it accentuates, you know, like texture on your eyelids. I don't have a lot of texture on my eyelids, but I do have a little bit. And I don't feel like this eyeshadow formula accentuates it. It is really nice. Okay, again, I'm going to use the lighter shade that I from the very beginning, Lovely, and I'm just going to go over the edge. I'm going to go into this deep shade right here. It's called Ballad, and I'm using the same. Actually, I'm going to use this brush right here. It's like a little pinched in, and this is from Profusion also. And I'm going to go on my inner corner with that one. I'm going to take this brush right here that is a little more detailed. And I'm going to grab a little bit of that darker one and just bring it up a little bit over here at the end. Just to lift the eye a little. Again, I'm going to take the brush that I use for blending and just blend my crease a little and the outer edge. These are the shimmers that I have. This one I haven't tried. This one looks a little glittery. It's very pretty, but it's just a little, almost feels like creamy when you put it on. Okay, so those are the shimmers. So I'm going to use this one right here, like in my inner, in the middle to the outside here, to the outside corner. Okay, then I'm going to take this one right here and put that in my inner corner. I'm going to use this brush right here. This is from Persona. And I hope I don't get fallout since I'm not using my finger. And then I'm going to take this beautiful one. I'm going to try putting some in the center of my eyelid. And I'm going to use my pinky for that. Wow. That is pretty. Okay, and I'm going to take now this little smudger brush. This is also from Profusion. And I'm going to just put a little tiny bit over here on the outer corner. Just very little. I don't want to put anything that's got like a lot of pink under my eye. I don't want it to look like I have, you know, red eyes. Now I'm going to go back. This is the same brush, but it's dual-ended. And the one that I put in my inner corner, I'm going to grab a little bit more. That one's called Femme, F-E-M-M-E. And I'm just going to bring it out a little bit into my inner corner. Not a lot. Mascara, I'm going to be using the L'Oreal Big Deal Mascara, the Paradise Big Deal. And I'm going to do 2 coats of that, and I will be right back. Okay, so I used 2 coats of the L'Oreal Paradise Big Deal, and then the e.l.f. lash extender on my lower lash line. So these eyeshadows are beautiful. So I used, let's see, I used this one, this one, this one, this one. I used this one in my inner corner, this one kind of in the middle, and this one right over it. That one is absolutely gorgeous. I thought it was going to look too glittery, but it's not. It's just like a beautiful, beautiful shimmer. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's really, really pretty. So, okay, so I'm going to use a little bit of the highlighter, and the highlighter is also from Profusion. It is called the Radiant Glow, and mine is in Rose Quartz. This is so, so pretty. Now, I don't know what's going on, but I do have a little bit of texture on this side of my face, and that's something new, so I'm working on that. So it's going to look better on this side than on the other. I don't know, guys. You know, it's like, you know how skin can be very finicky at times. Okay, mine is being challenging. So I put a little bit on the back of my hand. This is what it looks like. Let me swatch it for you so you guys can see. It is so absolutely gorgeous. So, so pretty. It's definitely not too much. They do have another shade that is more like a champagne with a little more gold in it. But I love pink highlighters. I think they look so, so beautiful. So I just grabbed the one. So I'm going to put a little bit back here, and I'm going to go over it with my brush. And this is one of those that is really not too much. I'm actually going to use the brush that I use for my blush, which is dry now, but I just wanted to kind of push it in. You can see it, it's not way too much. And on this one, it may look a little textured because, like I said, this cheek is, I don't know what's going on. And I'm going to use my powder brush just to kind of set it a little bit. And you may not be able to see it a lot. I don't like super, you know, I like my highlighter to be soft and subtle. I don't like it to be showing up a lot. So you may not be able to see it, but it is a gorgeous highlighter, and you can build that up if that's your thing. Okay, the one product I did not enjoy is I got one of the liquid vinyl hydrating liquid lipsticks. I love the shade. However, I'm not the biggest liquid lipstick person. Once in a while, I do like to wear it if I'm going somewhere that I want my lipstick to stay in place. And then probably halfway through the night, I put some kind of a tinted lip balm or something over it when my lips feel super dry. It's a beautiful shade. It's a beautiful, like a wine burgundy shade, but this never dries down. It does last a while because it stains your lips, but it's so sticky. It's one of those stickiness, and when you go like this, your lips stick together, and I can't stand that. I don't care how long you're gonna last, how comfortable you are. because it is comfortable, because I guess since it never really dries down all the way, your lips don't feel dry, and it doesn't accentuate all your lines. But I don't like the fact that it does transfer, and even though a stain stays behind, still, you know, I just don't like that feeling. I can feel the lipstick on my lips, and the fact that when you're talking, you get that stickiness, and then eventually it wears down like in the middle of your lip. I do not enjoy that at all. So we're not going to use that today, because I don't want to put it on because I didn't like it, and it's not something that I'm recommending to you. Yeah, we're not going to do that. So I'm going to use this lip liner. This is from Revlon, the Color Stay Multi Liner, and you can use this on your eyes, on your cheeks, on your lips. I only use it on my lips. And this is in the shade Dalane 002. Now the only thing, I do like these lip liners. I think they're long lasting, they're comfortable, you can be very precise. The only thing is I find them hard to sharpen. I don't know, whatever material is made from, I don't know if it's plastic or what, but sometimes you end up losing a lot of product because when you're sharpening it, and I've tried expensive sharpeners, drugstore sharpeners, so it's not the sharpeners, it's the pencil. They're difficult to sharpen. The lipstick that we're going to use is from Catrice, and this is in Sweet Cherry 03. It's not cherry, it's pink, so I don't know why they call it cherry, but that's the color right there. This is a cream lipstick, but it's very, very hydrating. It is very comfortable on the lips. It has a nice wear time like any other cream lipstick, but I think it's pretty. I think it's a pretty nude that I don't mind wearing. So this is my completed look. So of all the products that I used, my two favorite ones are the foundation and the eyeshadow palette. I think they're gorgeous. This is a beautiful foundation. Again, it is not very expensive, and the only problem is it's not accessible everywhere. Hopefully they do have it at Walmart. I'm going to take this off now. You're going to see that it does leave like a stain on your lips, but it's just the most uncomfortable lipstick I have tried in a long time. I do like the blush, but however, this is, and that was my fault. I picked a very dark one. So you just have to be careful. A little bit goes a long ways. I'm not that crazy about the applicator. I wish it was a longer doe foot that went all the way down. I feel like you kind of have to shake it. You have to play with it to get enough product on the little sponge. And they've had this kind of packaging for a long time. So this is nothing new. You guys know that I absolutely love the mascara. This is not new. This I've owned for a long time. Well, since it was released. The powder is a keeper. I am going to repurchase it. But of the new products, these are very nice. I think the blush and the highlighter are beautiful. Definitely all of them are beautiful, okay? I think the quality is amazing. And it's something that it is really worth trying out. And for the price, you can't beat it. This eyeshadow palette for $5.50 is a steal. I had no fallout whatsoever. Nothing under my eyes. But anyways, this is it. This is my entire look. Let me know, have you tried Profusion? And the prices, you can't beat the prices. Oh my gosh, but I was so surprised with this. This is probably the one that I'm the most excited about, because this is such a great foundation. And at the end of the day, I really think that it looks nice. It doesn't accentuate my pores. It doesn't break apart. It doesn't sink into my lines. It is just so nice. But now it's not sticky anymore. I don't feel it anymore. So it does dry down. And so does the blush. The blush is not sticky or doesn't feel balmy or anything like that. It kind of like just sets like a powder. And it is long lasting, by the way, the blush. I've been wearing my makeup with the days that I tested it from 8 to 10 hours. And everything has looked exactly the same at the end of the day. All right, you guys, I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions about any other products that I used, just let me know. I'll be more than happy to answer them for you. Everything will be linked below. Some of those links are affiliate links, which means if you use my links, I do get a small commission, and I really do appreciate it because that helps me buy products that I can show you. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. I love you guys, and I will see you on my next video. Bye, guys. Mwah.